Welcome to thestockminer.com here in the beautiful Black Hills of South Dakota. I'm your stockminer, Brian Johnson, and we saw a huge move down today. Not only did we gap up to start the day, we just bled all day long, getting into and around these upper levels that we've kind of been mentioning now in the last few videos, and kind of starting to see a lot of what I was maybe hinting to the last few days of trading. I just very neutral on the markets. Told you I can't give you a direction on them. This is kind of what I've been looking to see if we were going to maybe dance sideways here for a while before we make a final break one way or the other. And it seems after today, definitely moving more towards that direction now. We hit some of these overhead levels here, 12,250. I like 12,300, somewhere up in these areas, below this 12,000 we've been talking about for quite a while. We didn't get above one, we didn't get below the other, so we're kind of just, like I said, still stuck here in a larger trading range as we make our way sideways. Now, good damage was done by the bears. Internals look good today. Everything definitely more confirming to the bear side today. Then instead of this neutral look that I've kind of seen the last few days, actually even going way back into last week. So this here showing we getting below all of these moving averages. Now nothing has really changed. Still looking for breaks above here and breaks below here. For those of you that are a little bit more conservative with your trades, if you've been day trading, there were certainly opportunities today to get in and make a little bit of money. Pretty easy when the markets go one direction all day long, but there certainly was opportunity to make a little bit of money. For those of you more conservative, wait for these larger breaks. On a daily, you can see here too where we headed back down and yet again get back below this 20-day moving average. This is still a big point of concern here for both sides, both the bulls and the bears, doing their best to try to keep it above and or below this particular area. Now the bears finally, giving us a little bit of swagger. We talked about this a little bit, and what I mean by that is we see the bears finally coming in on more than just one day or so and running the markets down before the bears drive it straight back up. This time we've seen a little bit deeper pull and the markets bring it back up. Now the bears are kind of coming back down again. You can see them doing some pretty good damage on these down days. And like I said today, internals and everything else seem to match up very nicely. So I'll be watching very closely for some of these levels to potentially go over the next couple days. Could be up, still could be down. I'm still very neutral in here. As I've said in my earlier videos, if anybody said we're absolutely going down or absolutely going up, I don't think, I think they're guessing, to be quite honest. And I think we really need to, from the more conservative side, so you don't blow up your accounts guessing one way or the other, wait for those breaks. Now, if you like that more gunslinger-ish type of approach to trading, fine. Obviously the market's either going to go up or it's going to go down. So you might look like a hero, you might look like a goat. The point being here, there are better times and better places to be going long or short within the markets right now. Traders don't just throw their money on the table and go, come on, baby needs a new pair of shoes. It's not how the professional traders, not how their minds work. If you guys want to just throw your money out there and hope for the best, that's great. Sometimes it works. I would guess most of the time for you it doesn't, unless you're a very lucky person. I myself am not very lucky, so I have to play my probabilities. All right. So we're still waiting to see if these levels are broken. Good move down today, though, by the bears. And surprisingly enough, even though that was a really strong move by the Dow, it was once again the laggard of all of them. These other markets looking even a little bit worse than that. So here's the NASDAQ coming back up to retest this level, then moving itself back down through all of these moving averages. Really didn't play around with them too much. Had a little bit of a move and then a pullback right here, but overall sliced right through those levels and really didn't look back most of the day. Coming right down into, you'll see, near this 50-day moving average. So back below the 20, and back into and close to the 50. Now, are we going to start making head and shoulders patterns out of this? Whatever. You guys can have at it if you'd like. I think there's definitely a possibility to do that. It's going to be kind of ugly in my book, but yeah, it's definitely there. I think it's pretty obvious what we're looking for. More importantly, we're looking for pushes below and closes below because we've tried a couple times and failed. But further attempts to get back below this 50-day on the Dow, on the Nasdaq, sorry, I think will be successful in the future here. That is absolutely the area that the bulls will not want to give up. Let's see if the bears can't take that over the next couple days. Otherwise, I'm really still neutral, waiting for breaks below here, back above here, and waiting to see if we don't end up in some sort of a longer consolidation instead. From a weekly, 2 days into it, we'll deal with it right now. Now, S&P was down today, coming into some of these overhead levels. 1330 to 1335 being a couple of those levels I've been kind of keeping my eye on. And here we have breaks below all the moving averages and yet again back below here. So I still like it below 1300, 1295-ish or so, back above 1330. We're still kind of wandering sideways. From a daily, same story, different verse. We get below the 20, back above the 20, now below the 20. I really like the potential now for an onslaught, or at least an attempt at this 50-day moving average. We're seeing the Nasdaq do it, and the other indices have not done it yet. So I am really watching with big curiosity as to whether or not we will make that over the next couple days. And then potential breaks below that take us back into the levels marked here on your charts. But you can see what we've been doing. Deep pullback by the bears as opposed to just kind of a one-day event here. Little tiny pullbacks all the way along. This one looking very good. As I said, I liked the damage that was done last week by the bears. This was a 50-point move. Not bad. It's pretty decent. So here we are back below and closing below the 20-day moving average. Let's see if the bulls don't make an attempt to get back up there. But if they don't, watch for the bears to potentially try another attempt at getting down into these lower levels here. VIX daily spiking up again. That's what I like to see. We got below this area into the channel, holding here, now back up and above 1920-ish level. Right here again as well on the weekly. We've gotten one hold last week above it. I'm looking for another hold above it this week to see if we can get some momentum in the VIX. That, of course, will be more warranted by what we see in the markets themselves. I obviously don't base the I don't look at the VIX to see what the markets might do. I kind of look at the markets to see what the VIX should be doing. How about that? I think that's the proper way for me to put that. You can see we are back above that 1920-ish level, and this is where I want to stay. I don't care if we don't go necessarily up, but as long as we can stay sideways, I still think that is more bearish for the markets. Apple 60-minute was also down $3.90 today, so 1.1%. Breaking back below this 350 level, coming back into some pretty decent support. This not seeing a major drop to the downside, but still decent nonetheless. If you look at it from a daily, you can see what basically happened. We sat above, you can't beat it, you gap it. They got back above that 20, but look, they gave it right back today. Now granted, we're right back into support. Everything looks pretty good so far. But we're still looking for a lot of the same levels we have been, and that is below this little 347, 346-ish level to the downside and 355 to the upside. Weekly, 2 days into it, but you can see so far holding into this particular pattern we've been watching now for quite a while. FAS 60-minute, big drop down here, so the financials definitely helping out today with the bears and their move to the downside, slicing through all of this stuff we've been talking about and giving us great opportunities to trade actually on the FAS tip. Did not get back above 33. You can see 32.76 for the high, but breaking below the 20 and the $32 mark, taking us back into where I figured would be right around 31-ish or so. Even below that, coming back to now test and get close to the 50-day moving average. Tomorrow should be awful darn close to that mark by the time the markets open, with that line moving up ever so slightly. So here we are watching again below the 50 would be another opportunity to take this thing short, maybe down into the 30 or even 29 area. Good breaks today. If you were watching at home, had some good opportunities today to play this thing to the downside, and there could be more of this to come. See if they run it sideways tomorrow, but like I said, if the bulls can't seem to make any progress, the bears, I think, may step in and start to make a move here. I'm going to watch and see if the bulls don't keep it up and see if we stay sideways. But like I said, bulls don't make a big move. This could get very interesting from the bears' standpoint. Finally. FAZ now getting back and above. We did not get back below 38, so we did not come back in to retest this blue area. We did push back above some of these levels. You're more than happy to take some of these trades to the long side. From a daily perspective, back above the 20-day, yeah, maybe I really am more looking at these overhead levels. As I said, bulls don't make a move in the next few days. You watch for the bears to potentially step in, take over, and drive this thing down. If that happens, I would definitely tell you guys to keep this marked on your charts. Right here above that 50-day moving average and then back into this upper blue line would be my first target on a move in that direction. That'll do it for today's video, guys. So we did see a strong move down, confirmed by the internals and marked by the markets overall. I still need more. I mean, overall, we still have strong levels of support and resistance that now need to be broken to give us a more firm direction and more firm confirmation in which direction we will go next. So we're awful close to these lower ones down here. Make sure you have those marked on your charts and be looking for that. Also look for retests and see if things hold if it gets back into this area as well coming into tomorrow. All right. Till then, we'll see you. Bye.